January 29th, 2021. I went to Fort Desoto Beach yesterday and watched Parasailers. November 2017, April 2019, and November 2020 were the last times I was at Fort Desoto Beach. The most recent time was with Howie when we rode our bikes and sat by the shore because he can't walk very far anymore. So this was my first solo on the beach in nearly 2 years. This amazing natural treasure is just 45 minutes away, and yet it is so seldom that I have the time to drive over and drink in the sounds of the waves and gulls and feel the white sand crunch between my toes. I need to do this more as visualization of what life will be like once our federal bill passes and it's illegal to pet cubs or own big cats as pets. I have to see it, believe it, experience the joy of it, and that will bring it into reality. As if on cue, before I could even finish writing this, Senator Martha Collins agreed to be our co-lead on the bill. What was yesterday a seemingly Herculean task of getting a good Republican senator to sign on as a co-lead is now a reality. On another topic, Mina had been trying to get copies of the life insurance documents on Dawn. Howie had them in a box of files he'd pulled last summer when we first dug through all the dusty files from the shed. I had not paid attention to it at the time, so today when I read through it, I was happy to see it validated my timeline. I sent her this. Something else I didn't notice before in these insurance documents is that Don lists his injuries from the Pensacola plane crash in 1988 and says he was at Pensacola Baptist Hospital with a broken nose, jaw, and something I couldn't make out. I know they had to install a titanium plate in his head where his skull had been crushed around his eyes. That verified the date, location, and severity of that plane crash. Don also mentions his 1993 checkup at Watson Clinic in Lakeland. We both did that in 1993, and that's when I thought I had been diagnosed with breast cancer. So that was a big driver behind me making sure our properties were put into trust. I didn't find out for 3 years, I had estimated 2 years in my diary, that I wasn't dying, and it was just scarring from breastfeeding Jamie as a baby that they referred to as disease. Again, it was a wake-up call, thinking about that again in April 1996, that inspired me to improve our will and power of attorneys in November of 1996. I've always puzzled about why Anne included my name as a beneficiary at all in May of 1997 when she referred to a trust agreement that she said never existed. If it was her intent to abscond with the insurance proceeds, why mention me at all, since I had never asked to see the policy and I didn't get involved in how it was drafted? Could it be that the C&A trust she mentioned was actually something like she, as the A, and the C, as the children, concocted to direct the funds to exclude me and the cats? Maybe because I had been previously listed as a beneficiary, they had forged my name to the C&A trust to indicate that I knew or approved of their scheme, and expected that Don and I would disappear together, or for some reason thought I wouldn't be able to see it and object to it. Once it was clear that I was still around and could say, "That's not my signature," did they have to destroy that document? Maybe I'm being paranoid, but it just doesn't make sense. I also updated those diary entries of the same dates to include the new information. If you're enjoying my diary, please like, share, and subscribe. You can find other ways to connect to me over at bigcatrescue.org/Carole.Baskin.